All right, less than 2 minutes until the live show begins, folks. But honestly, you should have been ready already. Unless you had a case of like sudden diarrhea. I mean, I can understand that, but otherwise, you should be ready, sitting down for the show. I mean, it irritates me. This is like people that show up at the movie theater once the lights go down. Drives me crazy. Anyways, the show's about to begin, so, get ready.
Dear Diary, I've decided to plead with the authorities to rub my belly. I think it'll do me good in my current condition. I would like to receive 2 rubs exactly. A third one and I will bite the shit out of them as per protocol.
Yes, I am on mute. Hey, what's going on, party people? Welcome to the next episode of Las Vic Live. Welcome, Nola. I see Nola. I see Lucy. Thank you guys for joining. I see Michelle. Thank you guys for joining. Hi. Nola says hi. Hi, Swan. How are you tonight? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, Mega Tammy TV says boom. What's up, Mega Tammy? Thanks for joining. I think she's a first time chatter. Mom, hello, Mom. She says Jello. I think that's the Spanish version of hello. Jello, Mom. Bendición. ¿Cómo está? Mr. Joseph Losner joined. Oh, super chatter Anthony Pernette has joined. Yo, he says yo. Mega Tammy says she's in FB jail. Oh, Tammy. Okay, I know which Tammy it is. All right. What's up, Tammy? She switched from Facebook to YouTube. I'm glad that we could do that for you, Tammy. Welcome. Tally has a percentage sign for us. Thank you, Tally, for saying that. Michelle says hola. What's up, Michelle? Joseph says what's up. Yes, Tammy, I know it's you. Thank you for joining. Facebook jail again. What did you do? She's always in Facebook jail. Guys, we have a great show for you this evening. I have a very special guest in store. Hearts in the chat. Thank you so much for those hearts. What you guys do today? It's been another day in lockdown. Here we are. What is it? Week 4. Did you guys get your stimulus checks? If you got your stimulus checks, what are you doing with your stimulus checks? Please tell me in the chat. Tammy says, can't hold me down. Great. I just got my stimulus check today. Very happy about it. Anthony's asking, how do you go to Facebook jail? Oh, many reasons. Many reasons, Anthony. So, yes, we have a fantastic show for you tonight. A few surprises are in store. And I can't wait. We have a return visitor that you guys will probably be very excited about. But before let's skip further ado. Let's get right into the show. I'm going to bring my first guest up. And I'm very lucky to have this gentleman on the show tonight. he is very well known in the broadcasting circles. He's a very accomplished individual, and he loves music, and that's why I have him on, because he loves music and I love music, and we have that in common. So without further ado, let's check out this clip.
Hi, I'm J.I.Starr, el Boriqua de New York de Mega 97.9. This is the all-new Top 10 Countdown from lamega.com and live on the internet in enlaescena.com. Make sure you check them out. All right. Edition of Hit Records Nightlife Video. I'm J.I.Starr, and I'll take you through this next half hour, a musical journey, if you want to call it. Video, music. Hey, we're listening to some brand new music right now. We're listening to...
Oh, yes. I did go there.
You did go there. How did I know?
I did go there, Jay. I had to. I found that clip. Can you tell us about that mullet, please?
I can, and being a webmaster, you see, that's the issue. You know where to go look, and you scour like a friggin' Brillo. All right, that look. Well, the look was in at that time, and it was a curly mullet.
Uh-huh.
There's a distinction.
Curly mullet, yes, that's quite a distinction.
It wasn't as short on top as like a full-blown out redneck mullet. You know what I mean? But that was 1986, if I had to give you the best guess. And I was doing something called Hit Records and Nightlife Video with a good friend of mine, Eddie Muentes.
Okay.
Who you might know. I know Victor Cruz knows him. I see his sly look on the profile pic on my upper right-hand corner.
Okay. Well, no, that's a surprise.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. So how long did it take you to grow that out?
I've always had my hair long. I didn't like to get haircuts. I never was satisfied with people that cut hair. I never used the barber. I always went to a stylist. So I had so many bad haircuts. I said, I'm going to let it go long. Uh-huh. And I guess that was my thing for a while, especially being in the club business and broadcast industry.
So Towley says, "Se pega." He knows who you are right off the bat. He's already recognized you. So for those people that happen to not know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I've been in radio a long time. I started as a mixer, as what they call today a mega mezcla DJ. Okay. But I was on the original KTU with my radio mentor, which is Roscoe Mercer. Hello, this is Roscoe. Amazing. He opened that microphone. I was his intern. I used to get his rice pudding and his coffee. He always used to treat me to dinner and in the studio because I had to grab the phones.
Yeah.
So every time they would say, your caller number 92 or caller number 92 is going to win, blah, blah. I was the one saying, hi, you're caller number 1. Keep trying. Hi, you're caller number 2. Keep.
And so you actually had to count, to...
Oh, yeah. I didn't fudge it. Because other interns would go, you're caller number 1. You're caller number 49. You're caller number 50. I would actually do 92. So the winners were real winners. They were actually the 92nd call that came into that bank.
Amazing. And, I can't believe you counted up to 90. I would have never done that. I would have just waited 30 minutes of it. You win.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people do that, unfortunately, today.
That's great. So now people know a little bit of behind the scenes. That's a little nice tidbit.
So that's how I started radio, mixing, intern. And then finally I got the bug. The late Carlos de Jesus, the late Roscoe, the late Paco. They were all my mentors. They were all on KTU, and they gave me a lot of great advice, especially Carlos and Roscoe gave me amazing advice. And the number one thing I could take away from that, anyone that is looking at radio or entertainment in general, like I know you are, is focus on one person. Because when you're on radio, the biggest mistake people make is, hey, everybody, how you doing? Who's everybody? You're a trucker driving down to North Carolina by yourself in that big cabin. You talk to one person. So Roscoe taught me he said, grab a pic. Could be anyone, your girlfriend, your wife. At that time, it was my girlfriend. I put the photo in front of me. He said, talk to that one person. Everything that comes out of your mouth should be talking to that one person.
Let me just check. It's a live stream. Live things happen. I'm just checking here to make sure that we are still live. Things happen, J.I. We're live here. Let's see. What's going on here? Let me just check. So sorry, J.I.
I'm good. I'll take this opportunity to grab my phone and I can check also.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Let's see if we're still live. Guys, if we're still live, please let me know in the chat because I'm having some technical difficulties right now. Joe, if you can still see the I can't see my live feed, so. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Anthony. Superfan Anthony. Thank you so much. Okay, yes, we're still live. Okay.
Beautiful.
So, J.I., we have a few super fans. Thank you, Tali. We have a few super fans that joined the chat, and I really appreciate them. And we have one particular super fan that called into the show a few nights ago, and she's an essential worker. And her name is Tita from the Bronx.
I know.
And I kind of want to patch her in because she was very excited the other night, and people were asking about her. So let me see if I can patch her in real quick here. Let me see if I can click around to make this happen. Tita, can you hear me? Can you hear us? Tita, are you there?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Tita.
Oh my God! First of all, can I just say I'm so excited? Oh my God! You have J.I.Starr on the show today?
Yes, J.I.Starr. Can you believe it?
Tita, qué linda.
Tita, oh my God, Tita is like I'm imploding right now because I met you a couple years ago on the Salsa cruise, and you were so nice to me. You gave me a tour of the whole cruise, and you was like, "Mira, Tita, if you ever need anything, give me a call." And I was a big fan of yours from La Mega. And can I tell you that? That advice that you gave about talking to one person, well, I just want to say that I just want to talk to one person right now, and that's you. I just want to say, I want to be the word star in your name.
Oh, boy. All right, Tita. Thank you for joining. And
I get crazy. I'll be working a lot and shit, and I'll be thinking, I'll be hearing your voice, and it really, makes me feel some kind of way. Look, I know you're married because I check your Facebook, pero...
Stalking.
If that doesn't work out, papi, let me tell you, I'm ready to jump on that salsa cruise whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Tita. I'm flattered. I think it might work out.
Fuego.
Oh boy! All right, so Tita, you're doing good tonight. You're surviving. How is the milk situation?
Listen, I took a day off today because my stimulus check came in this morning. It came the red deposito.
There you go. You got your stimulus check. Okay, great.
Stimulus check, and I'm ready to roll now. It's like I hit a lotto. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I bought some stuff.
Tammy says, "Go Tita." Little Rob's cracking up. Anthony says someone's taking voice hormones.
Shut up, Anthony, because I will punch you right in the titties. Because you sound like a kind of guy that has titties. All right, so, Mira, let me tell you, I'm excited because I bought all sorts of really nice gifts, and I might have bought one for J.I.
Really? Okay, so yeah, we did speak earlier, Tita, and you said you put together a list of your items, a few items that you bought.
My pictures.
You just got your stimulus check, and you've already spent it.
Wow. Well, the thing is, I got it at midnight last night. My bank account was like bing, my shit was like bing.
It binged, and now you're okay. So we have a list here. I'm gonna bring up Tita. Tita's stimulus shopping list, and we hear the first. She sent me some pictures here.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I bought because I'm straight hood. I'm keeping it real.
Yeah,
I'm keeping it 100. So when I go out to buy shit, if it connects with me in my community, then I'm gonna buy it. And I saw hood milk, and I had to get it. I bought a whole case of it at Amazon.
Pero ven acá, Tita, una pregunta. Tita, I got a question.
Nene, ask me whatever you want, que I'm ready.
I heard the other day that that's what you do. You work with milk. Why would you have to buy milk?
The thing is that the milk that I give is like grade Q. It's not even good milk, but they make me give it to the kids. So when I get a chance, I can get the real deal milk. That's the blanquito milk. This hood milk is like...
Wow. Okay, let's go to the next item here on Tita's shopping list here. We have Puto Pinoy favorites. It looks like mashed potatoes?
That's right, because Blood In, Blood Out is my favorite movie, you know? And when I saw that shit in the supermarket, I was like, yo, I gotta get that joint, puto. You know, I just figured I wanted to like the vatos, because I love that movie. Blood In, Blood Out, Forever Homes.
Amazing. Okay, great. Let's go to the next item on the list here.
I bought a lot of stuff.
Bacon bandages. What?
Yeah, because listen, I'm a big fan of bacon. I love me some bacon. Mira, nene. If I could marry bacon, I would. So,
amazing, Tita.
Whenever I get hurt or I cut myself, I'm just going to put the bacon juices in my wound.
Tita, are these essential items that you're buying with your stimulus check?
These are important items that everybody should own in their house.
Okay, all right. We have here, I don't know what this is, bears versus babies.
Yeah, because you know what it is? A lot of times people feel that like babies, they don't have strength, but babies are born really strong. So I wanted to prove that babies have the same strength as bears. And I figured if I buy this, I could show you proof.
Wow. Okay. All right. This is really strange, Tita. This is your actual list. Here we go.
Yeah. Lads, first of all, don't judge me because I'll punch you right, you know where.
I'm sorry. I don't
who you think you are? Talking to me like that.
I don't mean to talk to you like that, Tita.
Look at you. I have a show. Let me talk to you how I want through how and shit.
I'm sorry, Tita. I don't mean that. So here we have hander pants.
Hander pants. Damn, they look good. Stylish.
I love the texture of tidy whities. And I could tell that J.I. has a whole drawer full of tidy whities because he's old school. So
Cierto.
to be as close as possible to J.I. I want it on my hands.
Tita, you're making me blush.
I love when you turn into a tomato. It makes you all saucy.
We have the last item on the list here for Tita's stimulus shopping list, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
I don't know what this is. I'm afraid to ask.
You weren't supposed to show that one, Lance. That was private. That was private. That was the thing that I told you about for J.I.
Ay, Dios mío.
That was for J.I. I see.
Remind me again why I decided to come on the show.
Yeah, because J.I. knows how to use his hands with the records. You know, he'd be changing and blending, and so I figured I could get him something for his fingers.
That's great. That's great. Okay, Tita, that was a mighty fine list. We appreciate it. I hope that you didn't spend all of your stimulus money, that you have some left over for your, kids and your boyfriend.
Yeah, no, I got like $17 left. So I'm going to see what I could get with $17, but I'm definitely going to use it for good use. Maybe I'll get, bread or something for the house. But I figured these were the first things that I needed to get.
Tita, you have a lot of fans. Are you okay, by the way? Your throat, what's going on with your...
I'm fine. I'm just excited because J.I. is... What can I say? He's the love of my life.
All right, Tita. Now you're getting emotional. I think we should get off the phone.
Don't make me cry.
Qué delicada.
Mi Argentina.
Tali says money well spent.
Thank you.
You're getting a lot of love in the chat for Tita. Please,
I appreciate
hearts for Tita in the chat.
Listen, Laz, whatever I want to do to J.I., since he's married, I'm going to do it to you.
Te jodiste.
Great. Thank you,
I'm
man.
going to take it out on you. I'm going to be like, you're going to be like COVID-19 and I'm going to be the cure.
Amazing. That's Tita, ladies and gentlemen. Tita from the Bronx.
Thank you for your kind words, Tita.
Big applause. Big applauso.
Gracias, nena. And I love your hands, Jay. They're so big. You can blend me anytime.
All right, Tita. Thank you so much. We got to cut her off. Bye. Let's cut her ass off. What is going on?
Yo, dude.
I'm sorry, J.I.
Oh, no. She made me listen the whole time last show. And she just got to cut it back a little bit on the hormones.
A little bit, I think so. So we want to thank Tita for coming on the show again. She's a super fan, and she's always invited. She's invited back again. So hearts in the chat for Tita from the Bronx. And she had quite the interesting list there.
Yeah.
So, how do we even recover from that, J.I.? I don't even know.
You know what? I was thinking about some sort of segue, and she just threw me off, especially with that hood milk.
She did. She did.
So you got Blanquito milk, she got hood milk.
So I see your streams on Facebook. I love your streams that you've been doing lately, your DJ streams. I think people need some music. So I tune in. Sometimes I'm cleaning. I tune in. You're spinning. Can you tell us a little bit where we can find that? Can you tell us how that started?
Well, it's on, I only do it on Facebook right now. I know about the copyright issues, and I got a story about that because it's pretty funny. We all know that those are, algorithms and bots that pick up a codec, I believe it's called, on the songs.
That's right.
Just like BDS, which is how they tell how many records are sold, or before with CDs, with vinyl, etc.
Yeah.
So it picks it up. So I know that going in, but I also know that each and every song that I play, since I only play classics, dance classics, from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, mid 70s to the early 90s, I have a cutoff point.
Okay.
Because after the mid 90s, it was just noise.
That's it. Opinion. All right.
So I know we get cut off. So I warn people. I said, look, if it gets cut off, refresh. I'll come back on. And here's the good thing. The sets last about half an hour, and then an hour, and then another half hour. So it's kind of like a pattern. So I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. And here's the clincher. They always, and you probably know this, Facebook, when they flag you, they say, hey, you're playing copyrighted music.
That's right.
This is not yours. But they give you the opportunity to dispute it. And since I was given each and every piece of each and every song that I play, given to me directly from the record label or the record pool, I am explicitly allowed to play this music. I was given promotional copies.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I fight it, and guess what?
Hey, and you're a professional, so yeah, you know what? That's great. So you have an advantage over all these other DJs out there.
Yeah, they unmute it. And
they unmute it for you.
Time, yeah. They take a few days.
Because I run into that all the time. Even if you play 30 seconds of something, they hammer you on the copyright stuff. So I've been trying to look for stuff that's like out of the public domain, but
royalty-free stuff.
So how did you get started, Jay? I'm so interested. What was it like working at La Mega and KTU? What was that like? I mean, that's so, it
was a dream. World. Honestly, it was a dream. I've always wanted to be a broadcaster, and early on in my career, I had a slight lisp. And it wasn't really pronounced, but it was a slight lisp. So what I did was I went to speech therapy and cleaned that up.
Wow.
I went to Announce Training Studios, which was on 42nd Street.
Okay.
They taught you how to use the antiquated equipment because that was old equipment.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Equipment. Anyone can learn equipment.
Yeah.
It's about having rhythm. So they taught me a lot of exercises on how to work with my voice. Again, how to use the equipment in broadcasting and editing reel-to-reel tape, which I already knew how to do because I was doing that on KTU beforehand. So that's how I got my start on radio. But the real start on KTU was a good friend of mine who was the secretary to Carlos de Jesus. And they were looking to start this mix show, the Mix DJs. And she gave a cassette of mine, and sure enough, Carlos loved it. And he started giving me reels to record and edit, etc. And that's how that started. That was back in 1979, the original 92 KTU.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, especially the bragging rights. I wasn't even J.I.Starr back then. I was my real name. Hey, this is Joey Irizarry, WKTU.
So you had a different name, okay. And so Joe,
yeah.
I didn't even know you're Joey. I just know you by J.I. Okay, so it's Joey.
Yeah. And my last name is Irizarry, so Zarr, and that's how I got Starr.
So J.I.Starr, that makes sense.
Yeah. I got my first commercial radio show was WVIP in Mount Kisco, New York, and the program director, when he hired me, he says, "Listen, you're fine. You can. I hired you. You're going to do contemporary jazz. I know nothing about contemporary jazz, but he liked my voice, so he said, but you need a name." I said, Joseph Irizarry, and he says, no, you got to cut it up. You got to do something. So I heard, and this is a nice story because I heard a DJ called KC Rhodes on my ride up to Mount Kisco. He was on SPK, WSPK in wherever, Poughkeepsie. And he was KC Rhodes. And I loved the sound of that. 2 initials and a name.
Yeah.
So I used J.I., and then I had to come up with something. And I looked at my last name, and that's how Starr came about.
Nice.
And that KC Rhodes, you see him every day on Channel 7. That's Ken Rosado.
Oh, really?
Good
So
friend.
he transitioned from radio to the news.
Yes, we worked at the same station. We worked at WVIP
Oh,
Radio.
wow.
He did
Look at
station.
that.
Yeah.
Look at that. So it's all, all these, they're all cousins of each other, television, radio.
A lot, yeah.
So on your bio, it says that you're a big fan of Tito Rodriguez, Tito Puente, Ismael
Yeah, man.
Rivera.
It was infused because my mom, like you were cleaning to the music, right? You clean to my mixing. Well, my mom, obviously, like a traditional Boriqua mommy, would sweep and mop to Tito Rodriguez and Tito Puente and all those greats. So that's how I first started getting into that music. My mom was a piano teacher, which to this day, boy, do I regret not taking lessons from my own mother.
Yeah. 'Cause when you're a kid, you're like,
Exactly. But later on in life, I did take piano. I went to High School of Music and Art. I took chorus, drums, and piano. Piano theory, learning how to write music. Asked me to write a few notes now. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I regret not taking chancleta throwing lessons from my mom. So that's a big regret, that I have. But when I was a kid, I always played the clarinet, and I could never read the notes. I had the music teacher would have to write the notes for me.
Really?
But I was always a big fan of music. My stepfather was a big fan of music. I was telling you, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I love all that music because he used to play that when I was a kid constantly. Yeah. He always had music going on in the background. You asked me about the record behind me here. It's The Lion Sleeps Tonight, Atlantic Records. It's one of the originals. It's a little messed up because it's that old. But I'm a huge fan of oldies, 50s, 60s, 70s. And then we call it oldies. Now my music, 80s, 90s, are already considered oldies when I turn on the radio.
They've been considered oldies.
Yeah, for a while.
And by the way, you never told me why you have a gold 7-inch record hanging on your wall.
It was a gift. So that's a good question. It was a gift from a friend because when I was in college, I was pledging a fraternity, right? Mm-hmm. And when I pledged this fraternity, in order for us not to get pledged, in other words, to do push-ups, to do clean the apartments, because that's what you do when you pledge a fraternity. You clean their apartment, and they make you do all this stuff. So they said as long as I can entertain them, they wouldn't make us do push-ups. So I would sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight every night. They loved it. I'm a bad singer, but, they loved me singing. And I used to do scenes from Scarface also, and they loved it. So one of them gave me the record.
I could see that. Oh, so one of them gave you the record. So they earned it, or they stole it, or
it was
someone gave it to them.
His dad had it, and he didn't want it. It was broken, and so I kind of tried to fix it up.
Yeah.
And
because that's a big deal. That song was so big. It was like top of the pop charts.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I love that song, and I have an orange cat named Kingston, so it's a whole,
Whoa.
Who you saw at the top of the show. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Sweet.
Tammy says, "Oh my God, me too, lads. We have a lot in common." So you also have a gold record of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Awesome.
Really?
Joseph Losner says, J.I.Starr, great guest.
Thank you, Mr. Losner.
Ruby's asking for the live version. I'm not going to sing the live version.
That's actually a really good idea, even if it was a short.
I don't know what's going to happen. I was pretty drunk back then in college when I sang that song. Amy joined the chat. What's up, Amy from North Carolina? Lorenzo's here. Lorenzo's asking for singing also. That's not going to happen. So is there any highlight in your career, any celebrities? I'm sure you had lots of run-ins with celebrities. Any good celebrity stories you could share?
Yeah, some cute ones. Well, let's see. I've interviewed a lot of the major Latin artists, obviously. Mega, and then later on sister station, Amor, 93.1. And one of my favorites was De La Hoya, who I interviewed on 93.1. He was a sweetheart, but he got caught cursing on his phone with an open mic. And I didn't put the delay on. I'm interviewing De La Hoya. Like, he comes in smiling like this, a smile like this wide. I'm like, he has nothing to curse about. So I didn't even bother employing the 7-second delay that you have on a live broadcast.
Yeah.
And so he's on his phone, and apparently it was a girl, and he cursed. And obviously I won't repeat the word because it's not important. But oh my God, my program director came flying in. It was like, what the hell is wrong? He's mouthing the words. What the hell is wrong with you? Not to me, to him.
To De La Hoya.
Yeah, that's one story. He was so embarrassed.
You're getting lots of hearts in the chat. They love that story.
Yeah, man, that was mad cool. And he really was humble, super humble. This wasn't that long after his mini, what was it, lingerie scandal? Something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
Oscar.
right. That's right. The lingerie scandal.
I'll let you expound on that one. But another great story was I interviewed Victor Manuel, and for some reason he was nervous. Maybe it's because he wasn't the superstar he is today.
Okay.
Just yet. He had like one major hit, and he came in and he was stumbling over his words, and I'm like, I stopped him. I said, Victor, in Spanish. His English was very poor at the time. I said, dude, I assassinate the Spanish language. I don't even know why I'm on the radio. And he started cracking up, and it just made him feel so comfortable that then he got into the swing of it.
Yeah.
But my favorite story was a good friend of mine, a good friend of yours. Matter of fact, wow, I just remembered who it was. J.W. Cortez.
Oh, okay.
He introduced me to the one and only Daddy Yankee, who was an unknown.
Oh, wow. So he wasn't famous yet?
Not at all. Reggaeton was only making its first inroad to the States, Panama and Puerto Rico. Reggaeton was coming from there.
Uh-huh.
And so we just barely started touching on it. And so he brought him to the studio. He said, hey, I got this new guy. I said, yeah, sure. See, I had a lot of autonomy on my show, which is unheard of in New York radio, the media capital of the world. Unheard of. But I had a very progressive program director. And so he was like, go ahead, as long as you I think you know what you're doing. And I did. So he brought in Daddy Yankee. I sit down to interview him. Anything about him. So I said, spit some lyrics, man. Homeboy was shaking.
Get out of here.
Oh, he was so scared. But once he started, I said, go ahead. I'll throw a beat on. And it was a reggae beat. I didn't have no reggaeton music. It wasn't none in the radio station.
Yeah,
it
was brand new.
Yeah, and they were all carts. So I had to cue it up. It's no MP3s or anything like that. So I did. And once he got into the flow, he was amazing. And that's when I realized, wow, this kid, a handsome young guy, he's going someplace because he had a lot of rhythm, natural ability. And his lyrics, the one thing that really stood out was that they were clear. They weren't muffled like today's. Those new rappers. He's very clear when he performed. And that's amazing. People don't realize that these are real people and artists have the same issues as everyone else. That's amazing. He's such a huge talent now. Yeah.
Mega Tammy's asking, you have to tell him that Don McLeod is one of my best friends. Don ran KTU.
Yes. I think it was McLeod, Don McLeod.
McLeod, sorry.
I think.
Lorenzo's asking, ask J.I. if he remembers the slogan for Amor. Riki Tiki de Amor y... what is it? Champú de Cariño.
Yeah, like a kindness shampoo. But I kind of remember that, but that wasn't, I didn't have to go about the daily slogans and drops and sweepers, as we call them. I didn't have to do that because my show was very unique. As El Boriqua de New York, they wanted me to be bilingual. And I was 75% English, 25% Spanish, with which they always fought me. They said, no, we said 50-50. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I think in English. And when I speak Spanish.
J.I., that's amazing because I remember the day that I stopped thinking in Spanish and I started thinking in English as a child because my parents only spoke to me in Spanish. It's my first language.
Wow.
And now you wouldn't. I have such a heavy accent in Spanish because you don't practice every day speaking it. I don't have my mom yelling at me in the house that you lose it. But I remember switching from Spanish to English in your brain. Isn't that amazing?
It is, and it kind of held me back a lot of times on interviews because I would want to flow with what the person just responded, but I had to really think about it first, and I had to translate it and then spit it out. So I was a little, I took my time. I had to take my time with interviews. And the funny part is what started out as a liability, and they did take a chance on me. Mega did, because my Spanish wasn't up to par when I first started. I was on Mega 22 years.
Wow.
But they did take a chance. I think they saw the trend, which was that bilingualism, especially in a market like New York. And I was representing that. Before me, it was Carlos de Jesus, who did a stint at Mega for, I think, 2 years. So it was a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. My career has been a lot of fun.
I can't imagine everywhere you must have gone, all the concerts you must have been to, all the artists that you must have met. If there's any questions for J.I. in the chat, please, now's the time to ask. So that's an amazing career, and you still continue to, you know, I saw that early clip of you playing your music, even with the mullet. But then I see your clip now, and you know what? You're doing the same. You are loving music. Yes. You are playing music.
And like we were talking about right before the show, I love the classics for a very specific reason, because it predates all the electronic music. I'm a fan of a lot of electronic music, but not most of it.
Yeah.
And the classics that we love, starting the disco and dance classics in the mid 70s, and a lot of funk too, was all real musicians. So that 4/4, well, guess what? If he was getting high a little while ago, it wasn't 4/4. It was a little off. So it was harder to mix vinyl. I love mixing vinyl, and I'm gonna fix my turntables. Haven't touched them in more than 10 years. I'm gonna fix them just to mix.
Okay, them. We want to see that. Please, hearts in the chat if you guys want to see that. We want to see you broadcast that live. That'd be awesome.
No doubt about it.
Tali has a question for you. He says, question for J.I. Is live radio dead or dying? What do you think?
Yes, it absolutely is, because it's so homogenized. It's, I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but the PD, he's a sweetheart. The program director of WSKQ is the program director for all their properties across the nation. And they have about 13 properties, but he programs every single one. My opinion, my humble opinion, is that you can't program from Miami, where they're based.
Okay.
If you're in New York, man, you got to know the New York trends. And I get it. Trust me, I get the radio industry. You got to play Mark Anthony 5,000 times a day.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend. I love you, Mark. Victor, Gilberto Santa Rosa, et cetera, et cetera. You got to play the Hallmark artists, that is how they refer to. And I get that, because that creates an anticipation with your audience, your demographic, your key demographic. But New York is just a little different. And I think back in the KTU days, Carlos de Jesus and I would go to the record shop, and he heard something he liked, and an hour later, he was putting the needle on the record on live radio.
Doing it.
Those days I missed. I missed personality radio, where I was allowed. Remember, I was telling you, I had a little autonomy when I was doing my show.
Yeah.
I was allowed to talk about what I wanted to talk about. And guess what? My PD at that time, Al Fuentes, I love you, Al. I think he's out west now. He allowed me to play what I wanted. So I played salsa merengue, which were the staples of Mega, but I also played house and reggae. And I sprinkled in freestyle. Mm-hmm. And he would call the red phone, like the president's phone. It wouldn't ring. It would be a strobe light, obviously.
Yeah.
So I picked it up, and I knew who it was. He goes, "What the hell are you playing?" I said, "That's freestyle." He goes, all right, it sounds okay. Bye.
And he's there listening. He's listening to everything.
Yeah. Oh, he used to listen carefully. But he was a trendsetter. We would play it. I think that's why I created such a top-notch show. My ratings were through the roof.
Yeah.
And my contract was tied to my ratings. So that was awesome, man. I had 4 good years of a 4-hour show that I was making more than some guys that worked all week.
And what was the name of that show?
The Sound of New York.
The Sound of New York. Amazing, amazing. And what can I ask you? What was Mark Anthony like in person?
Oh, sweetheart, super humble. I introduced Mark at the club that I ran, because I was the DJ and the general manager of one of the hottest clubs in Jersey, which was Fox's in Jersey City.
I remember.
And, we created a monster there. We were one of the premier clubs in New Jersey. We attracted a lot of New York, Staten Island, Brooklyn, every borough. And we did a lot of radio advertising. I did a lot of those commercials as well, which is what helped me, propel in radio, those commercials. But at Fox's, I introduced Mark his very first show. He did dance music first.
So you introduced Mark Anthony on his very first show.
His very first show in New Jersey.
In New Jersey, okay.
I'm sure he performed in New York
Yeah.
before that. But here's this wispy man with hair to his ass. And I'm like, wow, what the hell is he going to do? And I had heard his song maybe once or twice. And it was nice. It was a freestyle song. I think he did it with India. Wow. And so here he comes doing Latin. He had a keyboardist and a percussionist. Mm-hmm. And he blew the place away. People that did not know who he was were automatic fans. I think I paid $1,000 for him, and now you can't get him for less than $100,000.
Holy, that's crazy! And so he's such a skinny guy, but he has such a powerful voice.
Ow! I love Mark, and Mark was always humble and always good, and he remembered his roots. Every time I bumped into him since. He's always remembered and was very honest and humble man. At least, my experience with Mark. But a lot of artists were like that. Like Frankie Ruiz, the legendary salsa singer, got an opportunity to bring him on. Tito Puente himself. We did everything. The Ramones. I introduced a lot of people.
And so you were at Tito Puente concert.
Tito Puente we had a Tito Puente concert at this club when we started doing Latin nights that I started.
Amazing. So weren't you involved with another club that was recent in Midtown?
Well, in Midtown, I've done a lot of different clubs. I worked Exit when it was a big deal, Carbon when it was a big deal. That's back in the days where I was vice president for a company called Prestige Productions. And we did a lot of clubs, the Kit Kat Club, Babalu's, Copa, China Club, so many, too many to mention, really.
And I'm sure you're still in touch with a lot of your coworkers from your La Mega days. And
if they're not in jail or dead, I'm in touch with a few. And that's being honest, actually.
I mean, La Mega was culture. It was culture changing. It made the culture in New York.
I agree. It was a big platform for the Latino culture. And when it was free, going back to that question that I was asked about, is radio dead? I believe it is, because back then personality ruled. You had an opportunity to talk about something that happened that day. Now, in radio right now, the reason why I won't do Latin radio, except for one reason, if someone asked me to do Latin radio again, and there's only 2 in New York, really, 3 if you count 2 owned by one company, is I would give them a ridiculous number. And if they agreed to that ridiculous number, I would do Latin radio again. Otherwise, Vic, and you would appreciate this because you love the music, my dream job is CBS 101.1. Oh, I would love to be on that station.
You heard it, CBS 101.1.
Love them. Love Broadway Bill Lee and Joe Cosby.
I love them too. That's a great station. Hey, put it out to the universe. You're more than talented enough to handle that. So let's put it out. Let's see what happens. Hearts in the chat for that. So now I like to move to a quick segment here. We're gonna switch gears right now, real quick, Jay. I have a friend that here in Las Vegas Live we like to give information, help people, and I had a friend that was a conspiracy nut. Before all this happened, and now it seems like it's all coming true. Everything he said is all coming true. And he came out with a book and a video series about how to survive the quarantine. And I know you heard it 1,000 times before, but he has a different take on how to survive.
Really?
And I want to share this. Melissa, thanks for joining the chat. Yes, so here we go. I'm going to play a quick clip. Some quick tips on how to properly disinfect and survive during the quarantine.
When drinking water, make sure you sanitize the same shit, as before. Same thing with the eggs. You don't want any of this shit getting into your body and killing you, you know what I mean? You take the water out. Yep.
That was some quick quarantine tips. Anthony doesn't seem to like Chuck's tips. Why not, Anthony? Sorry about that. I was on mute. Yeah, that was some quick quarantine tips. Anthony doesn't seem to like the quarantine dude. Don't know why, Anthony. He's trying to help you. Why don't you like him? So those were some quick tips. I hope you guys are surviving out there. We gotta laugh out loud. So I read a few stories today, J.I., that I thought you'd find interesting. So you didn't get your stimulus check yet, right?
I did not.
What do you plan to do with your check once you get it?
Actually, just I'll put it towards the mortgage.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You have to, right? In these times. Gio just joined. Thank you for joining, Gio, and watching. I just want to thank everybody for watching tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Let me see what I have here. I have a story. In Indiana, firefighter was waiting for his stimulus check, but he found $8.2 million in his account instead.
Where does he live?
In Indiana. In Indiana. So what would you do if you found $8.2 million in your bank account? Would you call the bank?
You would have to, because it's going to come back to bite you in the ass anyway. Yeah, I think I would. Just for fear that if I tried to take some out, it'd be like a federal friggin' warrant on my ass.
Yeah, but the way I think about it, Jay, is I thought about this long and hard when I saw the story, and I would immediately transfer the money to a Swiss bank account, and then when they put me in jail, they're gonna put me in jail for 4 years, and when I'm out, I have $8.2 million. I'll go to jail for 4 years, no problem. So if that happens, that mistake happens, I'm taking that and running.
Thank you for the tip, bro.
Just to let you know, hearts in the chat.
Make sure you don't play a replay on this. Delete it.
Gio says, "Hey lads, did you lose 50 pounds? Look mad skinny." Thank you, Gio. I lost 102 pounds, as a matter of fact.
Is that a fact?
That is a fact. Over 1 year, I lost 102 pounds.
Oh, I know you lost weight. I remember seeing you from when we did the stock room, but damn, I didn't know it was 100. Yeah. I would have figured 30 to 40.
Well, the camera added like 55 pounds during the stock room.
55.
So you were that's what you were looking at. No. So it was quite the journey. I'm actually planning on doing a whole show about it. So thanks, Gio. Thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. Thanks for saying I was really fat in the beginning. What's the secret? Wow, that's a lot. The secret is my refrigerator broke. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do a whole show about it. But it was a long journey, J.I. It was really hard.
Show, bro.
And that's
gonna be a good show. People will tune into that.
I hope so, because I'm not a nutritional expert. I'm not a doctor, but I can at least share my experience and maybe help somebody, maybe.
No doubt.
But yeah. He says, ha. Tammy lost 35 pounds since quarantine. Wow, I think most people are gaining weight. Jay, have you been eating a lot at home? Have you been?
Yeah, boredom eating.
Bored eating.
But I do a lot of mountain biking, so I kind of burn off a lot of calories. Cool. And yeah, that's been my thing for the last 40 years.
Amazing. I can't get on a bike, man. I 2 minutes and I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of stamina. I lost a lot of weight, but I don't have a lot of stamina. I'll run a little bit, but biking, that's hardcore.
It's a passion. It really is. It's like a psychiatrist, honestly. When you go out into the woods and you only see animals, you see a deer and a raccoon, and I've seen black bear on 2 different occasions over the years. In these state parks, and It was scary as hell. I was riding with my heart in my mouth until I got out. But it's a passion of mine. It keeps me fairly fit. It burns a lot of calories. I mean, mountain biking is very arduous. I
didn't know you were into that.
Yeah, for a long time. I raced and everything.
Amazing. There's no way I could ever do that. Around here, the only thing I see is cougars and mountain lions from the laundromat when they leave.
Cougars? Oh, maybe older women.
Yeah, older women. Cougars and mountain lions, I call them. Okay, I just gave a little laugh on this. So let me see. I got another Lorenzo says, I lost 60 pounds on quarantine. I miss her a lot. Wow. All right. Thank you, Lorenzo, for that. That was
I miss her a lot.
60 pounds. What kind of woman are you dating? I got another article here. 93-year-old woman using powers of the internet to keep beer stocked during pandemic. So this 93-year-old woman said she ran out of beer in Pennsylvania. And what company? I think it was Coors Light. They delivered a bunch of beer to her house. 102 beers. You saw that? Coors Light. Coors Light. So shout out to Coors Light hooking up a 93-year-old. She needs her booze.
She might finish those 3 cases.
Imagine that kills her.
At 93, she may not, but
Joseph is spamming the chat. I'm about to block him. Coors Light, baby. We have a few. We have shows coming up on Saturday. Joseph will not be on the show Saturday. He will not be on. He's not involved in any way, shape, or form on Saturday. Christine Agostino just joined. What's up, Christine? Cha-Cha, I called her. Tammy says, boom, baby. So what are you doing to keep yourself occupied, J.I., during the quarantine? How long have you been indoors?
The same length of time as all of us. And it's funny because the company, I represent a combined insurance company. And I sell accident, life, sickness. And you should have seen the run right before this happens. How many people called me? Yo, can I still get that sickness policy you presented 4 weeks ago? Oh, yeah. Some of them I was able to get them right under the deadline. And then the company put a hold, obviously, on life insurance and sickness up until now. So now we're allowed to sell over the phone. So all I've been doing is mountain biking, training on this telephonic selling, because we've never done it before, and eating.
Oh, wow.
So
and eating, lots of eating.
Yeah.
I've it's been a challenge because I lost the weight. Now I'm stuck indoors for 4 weeks, and it's been a real challenge. And I don't want to go running outside. It's such a weird atmosphere out there. I went a few times. Tammy says my Colombian brown is turning paler and paler and paler. And now they're talking about possibly closing the beaches for the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about pale.
Man, that would be hard. That would be real hard.
Look at me. Look at us. I just get red. I get red, I might burn. I never get brown.
You're like a light-skinned, like me, light-skinned Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Let me tell you something real funny, real quick. I know we're running.
Oh, no, please do. Please do.
Oh, okay. When I was growing up, I grew up in Inwood, Manhattan, which is the most northern neighborhood of Manhattan. Uh-huh. And as white as I am, the guys that were the bullies, I guess, they were Irish and German. And here's the funny part. As white as I am, they used to call me Spick. And I used to say, bro, Spick, I'm whiter than you.
Oh, my goodness.
And then you have the mandatory fight, and then you become best friends after.
That's funny. Yeah. Back in the day, that's how it was. You know what I mean? It's in this neighborhood, like, people just said what they said, and people had a thicker skin back then. You had to have a thicker skin. Yeah. We have a new announcer on the show, Old Graybeard. I don't know if you heard him at the top of the show. But speaking of brown people.
And now, everybody's favorite brown person,
Graybeard?
Laz Vic.
There you go. You couldn't hear that, Jay. It was a quick...
oh, I see.
My new announcer, he's joined now. And I just want to give a shout out to him because he's doing a great job. We're just starting out. Let me see here what I have.
Keeping it slick, like the Vic.
I love him. I love this new announcer. I really do. I'm checking. You can't hear Jay, but I'm just playing a few clips. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can hear it on the replay.
Okay.
Here's one for Anthony.
Hey, Anthony. I'm going to speak in your native tongue so you understand me clearly. Got that?
So that's my new announcer, Old Graybeard. Thank you, Old Graybeard. I appreciate that. He's a huge talent, Jay. You being a broadcaster, you'd appreciate him. He does all sorts of voices. He's my boy from North Carolina. He's doing a great job.
Give him this.
Oh, I love that.
Classic.
That's awesome.
This is a piece of art, though. This is just a piece of junk. See? But I love it. I love it in the background.
Tammy's asking, ask him, has Ken Rosado always been that tan?
No. Definitely not. He moved down to Florida for a while, I believe it was, or at least somewhere down south. But let me tell you, Ken is such an amazing talent, brown or white. He's an amazing talent. He really paid. We all paid our dues. Anyone that's been in the business for a good length of time, he truly paid his dues. He was a lot heavier, and he had a personal trainer, and he stuck to it. Eats right. He cooks his own food. I love Ken Rosado. He's wow. Great guy.
A lot of people can do it. I know a lot of my friends have been getting in shape, and I got to tell you, Jay, thank goodness I did, because if this was 2 years ago, I would be in a precarious position with this virus right now.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And some of my fans know that I've been sick for the past week. I can't say for sure that I've had it, but I was pretty bad last week. I feel a lot better now. Mom, don't worry, I'm fine. But it's scary. It's real scary what's happening. And I just want to remind everybody to please stay inside and wash your hands. And we're still not out of the woods yet. We're almost there. But, that's the reason we're doing this show, is to keep you indoors, keep you inside, keep you entertained. We're almost there. I mean, the world has completely changed. Who knows what's going to be like when I heard everything's 6 feet apart now. When you go shopping, you have to wear a mask. Everything's 6 feet apart.
It's surreal. I was in Walmart yesterday, and the line wrapped around outside because they waited for people to leave the store before letting in the same amount of people, and everyone with a mask, and I even saw booties. Oh man, it is crazy. Our world has changed as we know it. The world has changed. I think that, what was that, an REM song? Shoot.
Yes, it has. Tammy says she loves you. You're a class act. So
thanks, Tammy.
They loved you on the show. Hearts for J.I. in the chat. I can't believe it. We've hung out for an hour.
Already?
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable. J.I., you're always invited back. I think we're going to do a stockroom special next week.
Cool.
J.I. was in the stockroom. That's how we met. And I'm lucky enough to have him on tonight, and I want to thank you so much, man. I love your stories. I love what you're doing online, and I follow you, and I encourage everyone to please follow J.I. Go to his page. He does. When do you do your DJ?
I'll announce it like the day before, maybe. I have been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. So tomorrow night at around 7:30, I'll go on, and you find me on Facebook just like that. J.I.Starr. Not J.R. Everyone used to call me J.R.
Yeah. So it's J.I.Starr. Check him out.
You got it right there.
Check him out on Facebook. Carlos says, I only go shopping after 6 p.m. No crowds whatsoever.
I'll take that into account.
Amy says, awesome. Thanks, J.I.
Thanks, Amy.
So, yes, check him out. Thank you for being on the show. Hold 1 second.
Thank you, Laz.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, J.I. We had so much fun tonight on the stream. I have so much fun doing these shows, guys, and I super appreciate you guys hanging out. George just joined. Hats up to J.I.Starr. What's going on? Hopefully you saw that. If you guys missed any of the show tonight, you can catch it on the restream on YouTube and Facebook. Visit lazvic.com. Just click the YouTube button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I want to thank all the new subscribers that have subscribed this week. Welcome. You're very welcome. We're here. We're family. We're in quarantine together. We're in this together. We're going to survive this together. And we're going to come out of this better. Tali says, well done. Thank you so much. Ruby says, awesome show. Thank you, Ruby. Thanks for watching. Leticia, applause. Megan's going to be watching Jan. She's going to be checking Jan out. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tammy. I hope you get out of Facebook jail soon. And I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. I'll see you Saturday night. Saturday night we have a great show. We have a great show with Joseph Losner, his brother Andy, for nightliferadio.com. So check out that show. And I'll see you guys on the next Laz Vic Live.